The only ones that I could relate it to in terms of significance, in terms of large quantities, would be some of the drug smuggling cases, marijuana smuggling cases we had back in the late 70s and early 80s, where we were talking in terms of tons of marijuana. And those were sophisticated operations. Other cases in between, I think there have been some relatively large marijuana cases, in the state, but I don't think there was anything on this scale.
Today was the sentencing for Malcolm French and two other co-defendants in the case that was tried in January of 2014.
Well, I recommended that he release Kendall after serving 27 months, which was time served. And we were hoping they'd be released because of the condition of his wife.
I'm representing Rodney Russell. His sentence was roughly 12 and a half years. He was indicted by way of a superseding indictment, which included a mandatory minimum of 10 years. So there was no way we could get below that.
My client received a sentence of 175 months, and that was down from the original computation of the sentence, but still a fairly significant sentence for what we perceived was growing marijuana.
We felt that the 10-year mandatory minimum served all of the purposes that they could possibly need to have addressed as part of a sentence here.
We made our presentations for sentences that were higher than what the judge imposed. I think the issue was not whether we got all of the time that we were asking for or that we recommended, but they are certainly significant sentences, and for somebody who has to serve that amount of time, it's even more significant.
The issue is whether they're going to change it from a Schedule I drug to a Schedule II, III, IV, or V drug.
Congress could pass a law to either reduce this mandatory minimum to 5 years or even eliminate it altogether. And Congress could include language in a law like that automatically made it retroactive. Or alternatively, I asked the court today to retain jurisdiction in the event something like that happened, so the court could revisit this sentence.